Hello, my name is Jason Tyson. I am a partner and engineer with TC Networks. Today we're going to be talking about an automated alarm based on particular events that you might want to have with your security system. More specifically, today we're going to be talking about this application of a door opening and what's the different types of action that we can have on that. We're just going to do a couple basics today. We're going to set off an alarm for an operator or a security officer who's watching a screen full time. Also make an audible sound on that screen. We're going to send an email to whomever you want, as well as we're going to send a text to someone on your list when you want to let them know that an event occurred. Some of the equipment that I'm going to be using today is just a pretty standard ACTI B51 camera. It's a good camera. It's a really great value. It's 5 megapixel. It has basic WDR, wide dynamic range. It also has IR capabilities, so it can see at night. It is indoor only, but the most important thing on this camera is that it has a digital I/O port. I/O stands for input/output. And if I open up this camera here, we can see that it has this I/O port in here. Take it out, we can have all different types of connections that we can make into here. Today, we're just going to be working with, like I said, a magnetic contact that's going to be simulating a door. So with just a simple connection. So when the door is closed, it's like this, door opens up, the magnetic strip is tripped, and it lets the camera know. What's some of the other applications that could be used with digital I/O? Well, on the input side can be entry contacts, as I just described. Can also be a vibration sensor or pressure switch, sensors that sense when there's water. A lot of different types of applications. And then the output side of that could be a door relay. Now ours is action that happens when a door opens, but we could also, with an output signal, we could send a signal to a mag lock that'll open up the lock, or send a signal to something else, maybe an alarm system, to arm an alarm or do some sort of action that the alarm system has. The other scenario is just a siren or a foghorn. So if you wanted to blast someone with some sort of a noise, or you could give a sort of a pre-recorded warning or instructions to someone, or you could even have live communication, two-way communication that way as well. So that's part of the digital I/O. A lot of different things that you can do with that. That's just in the camera itself. It doesn't have to have a camera that supports I/O. You can also have a VMS, or aka a video management system, that can do that as well. In our case, we have both. So we're using Ocularis 5.5. It's a product by ONSSI. I am a certified Ocularis 5 engineer. Ocularis, based out of New York. It's been around for a long time. It is known to be extremely powerful and flexible at the same time. You can have a simple setup, just like what I have here at my house. Enterprise environment with several device managers, aka NVRs, out there with a master core, slave cores, all over the place, all integrated in with Active Directory. It's also OwnVIF compliant, so that it can connect to a camera from ACTI or another camera from Axis or Sony or Aerocount. A lot of different capabilities that it can, cameras that it can connect to. One of the things particular to today that we can do is that it can connect directly to an I/O relay instead of going through a camera. Now ours has a sensor that's connected directly to the I/O port on the camera, but you can have a relay, a digital I/O relay, that has several I/O ports on it, 16 channels. So if you had a bank of doors and you wanted alarms on every single door, it could accept that. And then that relay will send out a signal to your Ocularis server, your VMS server, and then you can have a contact that way. So maybe you don't have a camera or need a camera in a particular area. You can have a lot of flexibility with it. One of the nice things that Ocularis also does is that they do it free of charge. So you could have 101 relay, or you can have 100 relays out there directly connected to the system. There is no additional cost for that. So that's really nice. A lot of VMS systems do charge an extra license, and sometimes it can be pretty hefty price tag on that. We can do a lot of different things with the alerts when alarms happen. What do we want to do? Not just do these things, but we can do other things, such as maybe I want another camera to, maybe it's a PTZ to focus in on a particular area. We can send out video clips. We can send out image sequences. We can do a lot of things, as well as once an event stops, so the contact is closed again, we can also do another series of events, such as put the PTZ back to its normal preset. We could, acknowledge alarms. We could send an email saying the event has resolved itself or it's stopped, such as if a door opens, someone props a door with a garbage can, and they forget that door. Well, we can set an alarm, not only to sense that, but we could set it to notify someone when that door finally does close. So then we don't have to make a trip to the gymnasium or something like that. And turns out the door was closed 2 hours earlier. So a lot of different powerful things that we can do. So with that, let's jump to it. All right, let's simulate open that door, shall we? We can see now that a message popped up on my screen. It caught my eye as the security officer. It also made an audible sound in case I was not looking at my computer at that particular time. That message did go away, or that alarm did come away from the screen. I can set that up to be longer or go away once the event stops. If we come over to our email client, we can see that I received a message saying the door was open. I also received a text message, as you can see in this screen here. If we come back to our client, we can also see all of the events that happen on the top left-hand corner, or I should say the alerts that happen. Once we click on that, we can now see the different events, which is me accidentally triggering it. But if we click on the latest one here, we can see a bit more information. We can see what happened when I opened or what event was happening when the door was open. We can also get a live view of what's going on right now. And we can simply acknowledge it. We can put that in a bookmark. We can do all kinds of things for a later review. And that is about it. Okay, as a review, we have a dry contact sensor simulating a door opening, going through a digital I/O port on the camera. It is then communicating with the VMS that will notify our security officer through an alarm, through an audible sound. It will also send us an email. It will send us a text. And we can later go back and categorize that event by just clicking on the event, seeing what happened at that time. We can bookmark it for longer storage retention. We can do all kinds of neat things with that. So if you have an idea of a use case application that might work in your environment, please give us a call, 877-897-6626. You can also leave a comment below. You can shoot me an email, whatever. Happy to help you out in your environment. Thank you.